using is force, which will be used against Humphrey. New to the wars, spent 2 years working on this. They brought their intensive care nurse, Mick, should anything go wrong. Can lift a Ford Escort, pretty impressive. And watch out, there's a Humphrey about. Yes.
In Nottinghamshire, Humphrey.
You better watch out Humphrey's about with its lifting arm made from a car jack, spikes, gearbox sprockets from a lawnmower. Oh, and there's an old table leg in there somewhere too.
Hello, my name's Helen, this is Mick, and this is our robot Humphrey. To the uninitiated, it's got all sorts of goodies, and as they say, watch out, there's a Humphrey about.
The drive basically is 2 gearboxes made from lawnmowers. They've got 2 24-volt motors and these 2 wheelbarrow wheels. It's got a turning circle of 0. It'll do a top speed of about 6 miles an hour, and this has lifted a car up by the dent there. But watch out, it's got a very nasty sting in the tail.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Steel Avenger from Suffolk. John Willoughby there, the controls on the left, Wild Thing. The controls, Nick Adams, Isabel and Jake. And there, Humphrey, new to Robot Wars, Mick Kirford at the controls.
2, 1.
Wild Thing, the seated robot, quick to manoeuvre, now comes back on the attack, can get up to 8 miles an hour. It's not the heaviest of these 3. Quite the opposite, in fact. Now a little nudge tentative on Humphrey. There's the Steel Avenger, big, burly, somewhat cumbersome. One of those side panels are also prone to attack. They look a little bit suspect. Polycarbonate, aluminium and steel shell. That's Wild Thing dancing between the 2. You see there, the Steel Avenger slow to turn. The Wild Thing has the speed advantage over these 2 opponents. Now attacking the Steel Avenger again and into the CPZ, which means Matilda can come out, but the Wild Thing followed up, which means also that Matilda can have another Wild Thing. That's the Steel Avenger, almost toppled. But the Wild Thing followed into the CPZ there, which meant that Matilda could attack right on the fringe of the corner patrol zone. So not great controlled aggression from the Wild Thing, but the Steel Avenger is in major trouble. The old feather duster looks a little bit flimsy there, doesn't it? Oh, I think Matilda has shaken her tail feathers, and off comes the duster. Yeah, there, look at that. Well, they had this little sort of peacock's plume at the back, no longer. And I wonder if Humphrey's going to take any part any longer. It seemed to me that Humphrey was immobilised. This is the Wild Thing chasing down the Steel Avenger here. Steel Avenger getting away. I think that oh no, they're okay. Humphrey's okay. Just about. Or are they? We'll have to wait and see. Wild Thing on the attack on the Steel Avenger. It really has been the tail of the tape so far. Humphrey moving belatedly. Oh, straight into the claws of Dead Metal after all that. Matilda, little tusk on Wild Thing. If it goes to the judges, Wild Thing have done enough. I don't think it'll go to the judges because Humphrey, they've gone, haven't they? This is Dead Metal trying to slice down through the shell of Humphrey, and the newcomers haven't lasted long. Mick Kirford, a staff nurse for an intensive care unit, and I'm afraid Humphrey's going to go back to the robotic unit for some quick repairs. Crunch! Oh, crumpled slice. Mick is going to take more than a plaster to mend, I'm afraid, your robot Humphrey. Onto the arena flipper, carefully placed. This is the Steel Avenger, being dragged by Kilolot and pushed by Wild Thing. There's the Sir Kilolot camera looking out. Onto his house robot teammate, Dead Metal, and there's the flipper, throwing Humphrey through the air. Away they go, crashing down. There's all the warning signs underneath. And the warning we will flash to Humphrey next time around. Bring a better robot. You are about to be decimated and totally destroyed by Sir Kilolot. Brave newcomers fall at the first hurdle, which leaves Wild Thing and the Steel Avenger going through, of course.
Humphrey gets the hump and goes out of the competition.
What's the diagnosis, Doc?
Split link failed, I'm afraid. It's probably only a pound part, but that's basically the reason why we're out. We lost traction to one of the wheels. You can't really defend yourself when you're going around in a circle.
You can't. Is that a bicycle chain?
It's actually one off a lawnmower, but
So you could have replaced that quite easily.
I could have done if I'd have had one here, but unfortunately we'll repair it and live to fight another day.
Yes, but that's the tragedy of Robot Wars. When you're out, you're out.
Branston in Lincolnshire, Nasty Humphrey.
Inexperienced, they were flops in the UK Championship Series number 4.
From Branston in Lincolnshire, Stinger.
A previous UK Championship Grand Finalist.
What have you got that the others haven't?
We got Go Faster Stripes. I mean, what more do you want?
Is that it? So how's it going to work together as a team?
Basically, we've worked together quite closely. We've fought each other on a number of occasions to the walls, and I think we're a good team, really. What he lacks, I've got, and what I haven't got, he's got.
Nasty Humphrey has the plough-shaped front, it's tough and it self-rights quickly. Stinger has that flailing tail with the blade axe and spikes. All the controls are in the domed wheels.
Roboteers, stand by.
Let's have a look at the two teams. Nasty Humphrey there on the left, captained by Mick Kerfoot. Stinger, captained by Kevin Scott. Steel Avenger, driven by John Willoughby on the left-hand side. Lightning, driven by Laurie Calvert. In the arena for the house robots, we have Dead Metal with the pincers and the saw blade. And also out there is Mr. Psycho.
3, 2, 1.
Lightning is first out with Nasty Humphrey. I advised the Humphrey boys to come back with a better machine after they were dumped in the 4th series of the UK Championships, and they have come back with a better machine. You wouldn't believe it though, would you? Lightning very quick onto the attack. It wasn't a forked attack. It was straight in there, and it wasn't a bolt out of the blue either. You could see it coming, Lightning's attack, and Nasty Humphrey in peril from Mr. Psycho and getting away. Just about. Oh, don't go back on the attack on him, whatever you do. Woo-hoo. For a minute there, I thought they were about to commit suicide. Lightning pushes under Nasty Humphrey. Did you see? Stinger thirsting for action and waiting to come into the fray. Not necessary. Just see the back there of John Willoughby and Jackie. Jackie Willoughby, the weapons operator on Steel Avenger, very experienced, still watching on. It's still Nasty Humphrey and Lightning at this moment in time. They can tag if they want to. Very even between the two of them though. Nasty Humphrey with what doesn't look like a very strong axe weapon, to be honest. Lightning, we haven't seen the dual flippers yet. They can tip an opponent left or right. Out comes Stinger. You never quite know with Stinger. Rotates very quickly, flails like some whirling dervish. Difficult to control, has exposed tyres. Is Eliminator, lost to Chaos 2 in a grand final once upon a time. Is out there at the moment, though, very heavy, that sort of mace axe blade at the end of the flailing arm, and taking on Steel Avenger. Worthy opponent, Steel Avenger, down comes their heavy axe. They were a tag team finalist before in Robot Wars. They back away, Steel Avenger can get up to 15 miles an hour. Faster than across the arena than Stinger. Slightly the heavier. There goes the pit button, down goes the pit. They love it. And John and Jackie Willoughby, will they push Stinger in with Steel Avenger? Stinger on the brink, and down! Oh, and Steel Avenger follows through and goes down into the pit as well. So they're out of it, leaving Nasty Humphrey and Lightning to fight again. And the bout will end as it started, and it started in fine style, I thought. In slams Lightning, getting in underneath Nasty Humphrey. And away from the CPZ as Psycho came. Look at that enormous claw. Mr. Psycho has the evil glimmer in his eyes. It's horrible, isn't he? Lightning pushing Nasty Humphrey, which is the heavier of the two here, onto the flame pit. The new boys Lightning, new to Robot Wars, doing well thus far. Nasty Humphrey away. This is a worthy contest. And the two more favoured robots, the more experienced robots, let them down! And Nasty Humphrey takes a terrible blow there from Mr. Psycho's hammer. And up on his side, will it recover? Get away from there, because Psycho's closing down. And the seconds are ticking down towards Cease, and Cease is called just in time, I think, to save Nasty Humphrey. But it goes to a judge's decision. Oh.
And the judges have made their decision. Based, of course, on style, control, damage, and aggression. And they've gone for Lightning and Steel Avenger!
So in hindsight, what would you have done any differently? Could you have?
Cheat. Cheat big time, I think.
What,
just go for it.
Both of you in there together?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have had a lot more fun, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, yeah.